Hello, thank you very much for buying the course on personality profiling. I'd like to start by talking to you about what you're going to get, because this is absolutely pivotal to anyone who is seeking to build better relationships in life or business or any other form of endeavour. Because at the heart of all good business is the ability to understand other people and to try and make sure you're building a connection with them that is going to be positive and gives you a good outcome. And one of the things that we have as human beings is radar. Not just the radar that stops aeroplanes bumping into each other when you're at an airport, but very importantly, the radar that you have inside your own head that allows you to pick up signals from other people and respond to them so that you are always flexing your behaviour to try and create the best fit between you and the person you're seeking to influence. And that radar for most of us is turned off most of the time. Most people think that good communication is just talking at people and just communicating by transmitting information. It's not. Everybody knows that listening is a very, very important skill, but having your radar on all the time when you're meeting other people, particularly new people, particularly people in business, means that you've got a much better chance of picking up the signals that they're sending you, either verbal or with the voice tone or with their body language or just the way they behave, so that you can work out what might be going on and you don't just bore on and on and on about the thing you're there to talk about without paying any attention to what they are finding important or the way they are or the mood they've got or the way they want to receive information. So having your radar on is absolutely vital, and this entire module will help you to understand what you're like, what signals you need to be looking out for when your radar is fully engaged so that you can respond to the person you're talking to and get a much, much better result out of the communication you have together. And also how you do that in a team. And then finally, how you close down that meeting so that you end up with a positive outcome and then go away and actually do something rather than just, it was a nice meeting, but with no finite conclusion. So please, for the rest of the session, turn on your radar, become fully aware of who you are, and try and notice in the real world every time you go away after this course what sort of people you're dealing with, and look for the signals that they are going to give you that allows you to modify your behaviour and get a really good interaction with those people. So what we're going to do is start by understanding what you're like, because everything starts from understanding yourself. And then once you understood yourself and you understand the different typologies, then what we can do is see what are the characteristics of each of the 4 different typologies, and therefore what do they like, what do they not like, and how can you step closer to being like them than like just yourself, so that you become able not to be a chameleon, but just to try and build some sort of sensitive rapport with that person so that you step into their world a bit more and they can relate to you easier. Because anything that gets in the way of working with somebody is going to impede business. So what are you seeking to do when you're trying to persuade somebody or trying to sell them something or just trying to have a conversation with them is to try and eliminate as many barriers as you can to having a good dialogue. And this system will allow you to do that. So let's start by looking at what makes you tick, the way you look at the world, the way you communicate with the world. We're now at the point where you're going to be filling in an interactive questionnaire on screen. And this is basically what your personality style is. So follow the instructions for the 3 different parts of the test, and then we will explain to you what that might mean for you and how you can adapt your behaviour to accommodate for people who are not like you and are in the other personality style groups.